Hey everybody, what's up? It's Carla Palmer. I'm also known as Miss GYSB, and I'm known as Miss GYSB because GYSB stands for Get Your Sexy Back. It is a balanced approach to living your best life. And I say balanced because I love focusing on your mind, your body, and your spirit. I was successful with weight loss. I lost over 50 pounds, 52 pounds to be exact at that time. And I've been able to maintain my weight loss. So I like to share my healthy living tips with all of you guys. So mind, body, and spirit, GYSB, that's what it stands for, getting your sexy back. All right, so I started this movement years ago when I was in an unhealthy relationship, and I was in a relationship with a cheater. And one of the ways that I wanted to get back at him, and I'll tell you the whole story another time, but one of the ways that I wanted to get back at him was through weight loss. So that was my revenge plan. All right, so I'll tell you that whole story later, but obviously I was successful at the weight loss, and that's how the movement came to be. All right, so today I want to talk about common mistakes that I've seen people do at the gym, or I've heard people tell me about when they haven't seen the success that they want to see when it comes to weight loss. A lot of people are making these mistakes. Some of them are going to be common sense, and others are going to be like, am I doing that? You're going to start to think about that. So I would like for more people to be successful at their weight loss goals. My goal is to share healthy tips with you guys, and that is the GYSB blueprint. I call it the blueprint because I give you what I did to lose weight. It's not complicated because I don't do complicated. I don't like complicated. All right, so are you doing any of these common mistakes? Number one, all right, this is going to be an easy one, but you might be doing it and you might need to stop. Number one is what I have here, and they're not in any specific order. Number one is socializing too much at the gym. Too much socializing at the gym. You go in at 9 o'clock thinking, okay, I'm going to be in and out in an hour. You go in at 9 o'clock, you look up, it's 9:15. You still trying to find, what you want to do as far as your playlist. Have your playlist ready. Trying to find out what playlist you want to listen to for your workout. You piddling around on social media, seeing who responded to you on Facebook. You checking your IG, and you look up, and it's 9:15. And you do have to be out within that hour because you've got something to do. So you say, all right, well, I'll work out for 45 more minutes. Then you get set up on the machine or whatever it is you're going to do. You spend some time working out. In the middle of your workouts, you decide, let me see if anybody responded to my email. Let me see if I got some more likes on my Instagram, right? Ain't busted a drop of sweat, all right? So don't let that be you. Too much socializing at the gym. And I say socializing, meaning verbally talking to somebody, having conversations. I see these little guys in the mornings at the gym sometimes, just at the side, having some, like what I call them, water cooler conversations that last like 30 minutes. Well, guess what? You haven't gotten anything done. All right, number two. Lack of effort or intensity. Lack of effort or intensity. Sitting on that fitness equipment, checking your emails, checking your likes, checking your IG, and guess what? Somebody else needs to use that machine. So make sure when you're done with the machine, you get your little sweaty self up, because you better be sweaty. Get up, let somebody else use that machine. And actually, just an aside, if you are on a machine and it's a high level where it's really, really busy at the gym, guess what? You should not be on that machine longer than 30 minutes. All right. That is gym etiquette. If you are on that machine and it's high time at the gym where it's a lot of traffic, lots of machines are all taken up, don't you stay on that machine past 30 minutes. You go on and get your workout in. Don't be checking your Facebook and checking your social media, taking selfies, doing all this stuff when other people need to use that machine. Okay. So you make sure you get on off of that machine. You break your sweat and you get off. All right. And since we're already on breaking a sweat, lack of intensity or effort, all right? So this is what I've seen in the morning. People get in there, they get on the machine, and there's nothing wrong with reading a book or a magazine on the machine. There's nothing wrong with that. But listen, if you're going to get on the machine, on the Stairmaster, on the treadmill, or whatever machine, elliptical, whatever machine that you're using, and you're going to look at your book or your magazine, make sure your level of intensity is high enough to where you are still actually doing a workout. Of course, all movement is good movement. It's better than no movement. But why go to the gym if you're not going to put forth your best effort? All right, say it again. if you're going to read a book on the machine, if you're going to look through a magazine, because there's always time to read a book or look at a magazine, all right? You can do that on a train. You can do that at home at night before you go to bed. You can do that in the morning. But when you go to the gym, it is time to get laser focused. It's time to get your full head in the game on your workout. Whatever workout you went there to do, it is time for you to do that. All right. If you are doing it because you have an assignment that's due because you're in school, that's different. That's totally different. But do it at a level, an intense level. The intensity should be enough where you can still do your studies, all right? You can still do your studies, right? Or, like, yeah, music is better. But if you have to study and do at the gym at the same time because you're just pressed for time, I get that. I totally understand that. But take the intensity up enough to where you can still get a good workout in and still do your studies, all right? So find that balance. But don't just be in there chilling just because you can. Don't do that. Use the gym time for a gym time to get in there and do your workout. Listen, if you're going to be on that machine for an hour and you just barely walking, guess what? Now, I'm not talking to people who are injured. Guess what? Get on the machine for 30 minutes and go at a high intensity and then get off and read for 30 minutes. There you go. There you go. All right. So in a shorter amount of time, you've still done the same thing that you may have done in an hour, maybe even better. And you probably gotten in that fat burning zone where your calories are going to continue to burn the rest of the day when you leave the gym, opposed to being on there for an hour doing your little steps, looking at your magazine. Ooh, that looks cute. Ooh, I think I want to eat that later. Yeah, like do a HIIT training and get on off of that thing. Then you can go in the corner and read and do whatever you want. Check your selfies, check your Instagram, check your Facebook responses and your likes and your email. Whatever you want to do for that 30 minutes because you've broken that time up where you got that intense workout and then you get off. Number 3, overestimating how many calories you are burning. People overestimate their calorie burn on those machines. And they also overestimate their calorie burn when they're doing a workout like I box or I jump rope. And I know that it's been said that you can burn 10 calories per minute jumping rope, right? But that is at a certain pace. That's at a certain revolutions per minute, right? So you have to be up at a pretty good revolutions per minute in order to really burn 10 plus calories per minute. You've got to be jumping moderately to very fast in order to get that higher end of that calorie burn, all right? So if you want to burn like 12 calories a minute or, 15 calories a minute, you have to really, 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 really be moving that jump rope. So I'm not going to get my jump rope out and then just do my little trot jump rope and think that I'm burning, 10 calories a minute. I'm probably not. I'm probably more at like 8. All right. So that calorie burn that I'm estimating in my head needs to be realistic based on the amount of revolutions that I'm doing per minute. I hope I'm not confusing you guys. Now, when it goes to the machines, if you're on those machines at the gym, you have to understand that those machines are designed to give you a calorie burn based on what they think that you are doing. So say, for example, you are on the elliptical machine. And I don't know if do you guys know what the elliptical machine is? If you don't know what the elliptical machine is, let me know and I will try to explain what that machine is. If you don't. So if you're on the elliptical machine, as you know, you are moving both your upper and your lower body. And so the calorie burn that machine is telling you you're burning it's assuming, because it's just a computer, that computer is assuming that you are using both your upper and your lower body. It's assuming that you're taking those handles and you're really working your upper body. It's assuming that you're using your lower level, your legs, and you're really working those, the machine at the bottom below, right? So it's assuming that you're doing all of that. But if you're on the machine and you're not using the handles and you're resting it on the other handles, there's 2 sets, one that pull and push, and then there's the other one that is stationary that just helps you balance. So if you got your hands on the part where you're just balancing, that machine is computing that, oh, this person is doing a great workout and they're using their upper and their lower body, but you're really not. So that calorie burn at the end of your workout that says you burn 320 calories, really, you might have burned more like 200 calories. You see what I'm saying? So a lot of people overestimate the amount of calories that they're burning because They just don't understand. And a lot of times, I've read articles that say that those machines are really high with their calorie counting, and in all actuality, people are not really burning the amount of calories that the machine is telling you that you're burning. So whenever I use those machines, I always just subtract like 100 calories. So if I'm on the machine and I'm like, today I'm burning 500 calories, I make sure the machine says 600, just so I'm close to what it's saying, right? Yeah, I'm close to what it's saying. So I'll make sure that I'm close. All right, so we're going to move on. Number 4, people, they're not progressing. And so what happens is people go to the gym, and this is a common mistake. They go to the gym and they do the same thing that they did the last time. And then they look up in a month and they're on the same level that they were on the month before. So you're not progressing. I did the scope the other day on the fit test. So you don't have anything to reference. You're on your fitness regimen, and it's the same thing over and over and over. All right. So it's like, all right, I'm going to go and I'm going to get on the treadmill and I'm going to put it at 4.5, and I'm just going to go at 4.5 for 30 minutes, and then I'm going to get off. And you do that every time you go. Every time you go to the gym, you got it on the same level. You're doing the same thing. All right. So sooner or later, your body doesn't have to work as hard. So whereas initially you could have been losing weight initially because that was when you first started your working out and your body wasn't used to that kind of routine, and so it shed some pounds. But sooner or later, the level of exertion that your body has to put out in order for you to do that is not as much. The level is much lower because your body has gotten used to doing 4.5 on the treadmill for 30 minutes. Do you understand what I'm saying? So it's really important. And I've heard people tell me like, I don't see any results, or I've hit a plateau. You've hit a plateau for those 2 reasons. All right. And it also could be your nutrition, but you have gotten comfortable with the machines or whatever routine that you're doing. You've gotten comfortable with that. You haven't made any changes. And so your body's like, okay, we're cool. I don't have to work that hard. I know what to do right now. All right. You want to make sure that you don't get comfortable. You want to make sure that you are seeing what your progress is. What is your progression? What was your base? And how have you progressed over the past week, over the past 2 weeks, 3 weeks, the month, over the past couple of months? How have you progressed? All right. So understand how you are progressing. The other reason sometimes people hit a plateau and they don't start to see any more results, they stop seeing results, is because they're not changing up their workouts. So for those of you who know me, you know that I do different workouts every week, right? Now, each week, are the same workouts, but those workouts are different. Those sessions are different. When I go to boxing, the combinations are different. The exercises are different. I may jump longer one day. And so there are things that I do differently that allow my body to not get so comfortable. And so when I'm leaving boxing, I'm tired and I know I done got it in. All right. I'm not on a diet. I just pick healthy foods to eat most of the time. All right. About 75% of the time. Right now, I'm probably at more like 65. So your girl needs to get it in check. But I try to do about 75% of the time healthy eating, healthy, good options. All right. So make sure that you know what your base is. Make sure you're switching your workouts up. Even when I go to spin class, sometimes we do HIIT training on the spin bike. And then on another day, we might do just a bunch of hills on the spin bike. Or in boot camp, sometimes we do the free weights. Other times we get the bar. And sometimes we do the stairs. So there are different workouts that we do that allow my body to not get comfortable with those training sessions. And so I tend to make sure that I'm getting a good workout every time I go. All right. So make sure you're switching it up. Make sure you're switching it up. Number 6, thinking that you can spot train. Somebody was asking me, she was like, I want to do workouts to get rid of my belly. And I'm like, okay, well, everybody's made and built up differently. Okay. And so while you may want to spot train, you may want to get your stomach flatter. That's all your diet, you guys. That's going to be in your diet. As you start to lose weight through working out, through training, lifting weights, doing cardio, and actually eating better, how your weight comes off is how your weight comes off for your body. All right. Some people start to lose it in their face first. Some people start, their butts start to get smaller, and they may, see their thighs getting smaller. And this may be a harder area. So you can't necessarily spot train. If you want to lose the midsection, though, you're definitely going to have to change the food that you're putting in your mouth on a regular basis. That's going to help in that area. Number 7, improper form. All right, so like I was talking about the elliptical, let's go back to that. How I was saying on the elliptical, sometimes people will hold those little handles, the stationary handles, and they'll hold those while they're working their legs, but they're not moving the handrails. And so what they're thinking is, well, gosh, I'm not seeing any results. Well, your form is you're slumped over on the machine. You're not using the handles like you're supposed to be using. Those little stationary handles are for when you're getting tired and you just need to rest for a second. But the machine is designed where you're using your upper and your lower body. So make sure you check your form. Check your form on everything. Check your form on everything. Because improper form can cause you to not see the results that you want to see when you are doing your workouts, okay? Number 8, they overexert too soon. Yes, great form also helps to prevent injury. Yes, that's right. Yes, you have to check your heart rate. That's very important, especially if you're new to working out, because you don't want to sit up there and have a heart attack. So that's good too. You need to know where you are. And that goes to number 8, where you overexert too soon. Some people overexert way too soon, and then they get all of these sore muscles from head to toe. And guess what that does? That messes with your motivation, your level of motivation to go and work out some more. All right, so y'all know sometimes, you work out and then there's a day after where you're like, oh, I'm not too sore. I feel great. And then the day after that, it's like, oh my gosh, DOMS hits you, delayed onset muscle soreness. And you're like, what in the world has happened to my body? I don't like the way this feels. So you have to make sure that you are making it like a baby steps to working out. What's number 9? Take a wild guess. Sleep. Ooh, that is a good one. That should have been on the list. That one and water. It's a lot. Water and sleep should have been on the list. Let's talk about sleep, you guys. A common mistake that people make is trying to have their fitness game on fleek, right? Have their fitness game way up here, but you're not getting enough rest, so you don't have enough energy. Make sure that you are getting enough rest so that you have the energy and the stamina that you need in order to do those workouts. So y'all know I like to do intense workouts. I like to jump rope. I like to, I say run, but it's really jogging because I'm slow. So I like to run. I like to jump rope. I like to do spin class. I love boxing. I love boot camp. So I like hiking. So I like to do these things. And so I need to make sure that I get enough sleep, because when I don't, it's actually very dangerous to work out when you're tired, when you're super tired. If you're on like E and you've gotten like 5 hours of sleep and you go and try to do an intense workout, that is not good for your body. You can really hurt yourself. You can get injured. Your heart rate's going to be off. Like, you have to make sure that you get proper sleep. And also water. That is a common mistake that people make. You're not drinking enough water during your workouts. Make sure you're drinking your water while you're working out. Don't wait till the end of your workout to drink your water. Also, before you work out, try to get down 16 ounces prior to working out. Your body needs that. So when you're working out with your water, try to drink your water every 15 minutes. Try to go over, get you a sip of water every 15 minutes to replenish, all right? So you're sweating, you're going, and especially those intense workouts, don't wait till the end of your workout to guzzle down your water. Drink throughout your workout. Getting enough sleep and getting enough food and enough water are key to your exercise, your fitness training, okay? And that last one that I was going to say, no consistency. No consistency. You have to be consistent with your training if you want to see results. It is as simple as that. If you want to see results, you have to train consistently. You can't train on Monday and then go train on Friday, unless you're sick. Right? I'm not talking about people who are sick. I'm talking about able-bodied people who might be busy like me. I'm busy too, but you have to make time for training. So you can't train on Monday and then go, oh, I'm going to train again on Friday. What are you doing? At least try to get in 3 to 4 good workouts a week. I say shoot for 5, and that way if you get 4, you're doing great, okay? So shoot for 5. And they don't have to be no long, drawn-out training sessions. You guys, people who say that they don't have time to work out are not managing their time properly. People who say that they don't have time to work out are not managing their time properly. So you need to figure out where you're going to fit that workout in, okay? It's doable. And you need to train consistently. Consistently means that you are training 3 to 5 times a week. I'm saying 3 because some people are just warming up. 3 to 5 times a week, every single week, month after month after month after month, 12 months, a year. Do you understand what I'm saying? Month after month after month, 12 months, a year. There is no break. There is no break. Christmas may come and go. There is no break. Easter, Mother's Day, your birthday, everything traveling comes and goes. Life continues to happen. There is no break in fitness and training unless there is something wrong with you physically. That's a whole different conversation, right? This is serious stuff. There is no break in your training. Stop saying I'm getting ready for summer. You don't have to say I'm getting ready for summer if there's consistent training. That's that fitness. I mean, that GYSB blueprint, you guys. If you are, like the way that I look, or you think that I look great for my age, it's because of the things that I do. It's because of the way that I live. It's because of the people that I surround myself with. Fitness looks fabulous. Fitness looks fabulous. Peace looks fabulous. You surround yourself with people who are not going to bring you a lot of stress and drama. That is number one for me. And so I put all of these things in my GYSB blueprint because those are the things that helped me when I was on my journey. And those are the things that continue to help me as I'm getting older, and it does get a little bit more difficult to keep weight off as you get older. I'm not even gonna lie. So like I said earlier, I make about 75% of the time healthy choices. No, I'm not old at all. 75% of the time I make healthy choices, but it looks like I need to increase that because as you get older, you start to lose muscle mass. Your metabolism does start to slow down, like hormonal changes, like things happen in your body as you get older. And I'm not old, but I'm older. I'm considered middle age. And because of that, I am definitely starting to see the changes in my body. Even though my energy is high for my age, I still see the difference from what it was like 3-4 years ago. All right. So it happens. Things start to happen. I don't know how old you are if you're watching this, but let me tell you something. Don't wait until, you get to be 40, 45, 50 to start your fitness journey. All right. 48, 35. Don't wait too long, y'all. I'm telling you, your body is not going to get any easier when it comes to weight loss. So you guys, thank you so much for joining me. Again, I'm Carla Palmer. For me, if you focus on eating close to the ground, right? If you just focus on eating close to the ground, you will find the power in those foods, all right? Eat whole foods. Stay away from processed foods. I'm sure there's a whole host of a list of power foods, that people say these are the most powerful foods, the most nutrition dense foods or whatever. Yes, most of those foods are going to be the foods that are closest to the ground. So make sure you're shopping the perimeter of the grocery store, finding those things that are whole. They're not in packages. They don't have expiration dates because they die. That food died. Yes, they are the best. Colorful foods, dark, rich, green foods. If you don't like kale, try to saute it lightly, just a little bit, so you don't saute out all the nutrients, but saute it a little bit, loosen it up. Take some oil, some olive oil, and season it and rub it on the leaves of the kale and let it sit in your refrigerator for a day and get soft, like soften up. You don't have to eat kale. Thank you, kale, just raw if you don't like the way it tastes. And you know what? Kale is never going to be just absolutely delicious, but when you know what it's doing for you, that's when it becomes good in your head. Like you're like, okay, this might not be the best food that I ever tasted, but this is the best for my body. But anyway, follow me on Instagram, and I can, interact with you over there. You can direct message me, any questions or whatever you have. All right. Looking forward to hanging out with you guys again on Wednesday, and I will talk to you soon. Talk to you later. Take care.